Welcome back. Well, Dr. Jo Kildomakin joins us now. She's a rights activist as we focus now on security, another part of it. Thank you for coming on this morning.
A pleasure. Good morning.
Well, we've seen the renewed vigor that security agencies have applied, especially in the Northeast, because INEC, even today, tomorrow, they will talk about the plight of the internally displaced persons. We've seen senators talk about how things have changed, some members of the House of Reps who are from that region. What's your perspective on how this approach is going on now?
Well, insecurity of lives and property has become a recurring decimal, and it got to that level that that part of the country and even Nigeria became like a volcano that will erupt. And then we tried to also say that our soldiers must be properly equipped, they must be encouraged, and that no one should be disenfranchised. There is no way in which we can defeat terror except we are united. So the way I see it now, we should stop all these blames, different permutations. All of us must realize that Nigeria can only progress if we have that part of the country, the Northeast, and the whole of the other parts of the country coming together as one. As we speak, we have our military confronting terror. And it's not domestic terrorism. It has assumed that international character. Therefore, it has become a global threat. So as I see it now, some of the territories that were lost through the efforts of our troops, we've been able to get them back. We also see that renewed confidence in the people. At least you can see several jubilation. And then we'll find out that our soldiers, even when some of them die, to some of our citizens, their deaths do not really matter. But for the death of one of them is as critical and important as any other. So therefore, these people that are dying have paid the supreme price. And we know the terrorists themselves. There is nothing like prisoners of war. Anyone that is seen will be executed. Apart from that, these people have been, it's not a conventional warfare. They have been totally brainwashed, and some of them are ready to die. So the approach really, for now, is encouraging, and we need to do a lot more. We must change our mindset. A mindset that says that we should always continue to agonize. So we have to do a lot more so that we can encourage our troops. And I think that I see it, a lot of our people now appreciate the fact that these people are fighting for us, and that those who are internally displaced, I'm sure that for them to be disenfranchised, if we have any electoral process that is devoid of violence, that is when we can have free, fair, and peaceful elections.
Do you maybe sometimes kind of understand with those who think, yeah, much as we like to appreciate our military with respect to the fight, the insurgency going on, and then those of them who have perhaps maybe that would be their first experience directly with uniformed military men on the streets, that may becloud their thinking when it has to do with appreciating the soldiers and the kind of sacrifice they're giving on the front lines.
We have to understand that that part of the country, Nigeria, is at war, and they have to secure the territorial space of that area. So our people should understand that having the military is to restore hope, and they should also think of the fact in those days when we lose someone, that person's name will be mentioned. Now we have figures being read out. 8 dead, 20 died. So it has become a lot more complicated. I want our people to realize that more than ever, we need to encourage its troops. We should not see them as enemies, because if we do, it might be in another part of the country, but we do not know what will happen. So by the time we fold our arms akimbo and think that we will continue to criticize, to chastise the military, if they decide not to fight this war, it might not be that part of the country that will be affected. It might be the whole of the country.
Has there been a situation where you've seen people chastise, say, the military, in recent times over, the insecurity we've been experiencing in different parts of the country?
Yes, I've read some of them, some tweets, at times even through our media, newspaper, and I see that although it is minimal, but I still believe that there are a few of the citizens that still criticize them. But I think that now is for us to realize that these people are fulfilling their constitutional obligations, and that is securing lives and property. So those who are doing it and those who are listening, I think that they will change their mind and realize that they have to motivate these people. Motivation, saying kind words. Those who die, we should mourn with them, and we should also encourage them.
How do you think?
Let me take the word. Sorry, there, Mark. Let me take the word motivation, because the first time I heard that word being used, on this particular war against terror, was when the governor of Borno State used the word motivation. I recall he used the word that the troops lacked no motivation and they were ill-equipped. At that point in time, so many people in the country were very angry with him, but it would seem that he was right after all, because the same motivation that we have seen in recent times and the same equipment that they had just taken delivery of has given us this victory you're talking about, drumming up more support for them. So how can we sustain this motivation, and how can we sustain this equipment that we'll be needing in the foreseeable future, time to time?
This motivation can be sustained by ensuring that the equipments that we have, we try to update them.
I mean, this is the first time we're getting to see beautiful pictures from our soldiers. The very first time we haven't actually seen them this excited, and we haven't actually seen them this, this kind of vigor, raring to go till the very end.
I think that they are really happy because they now feel they can confront the terrorists, because the high level of sophistication when they started the fight, that war against terror, was not really encouraging. But as I speak now, they have more equipment. It has to be maintained. Apart from that, their welfare must be properly taken care of, and then they should be properly insured, so that we don't have a situation where soldiers are sent to the war front and they run away. So they will know that if anything happens, because in times of war, one can win, one can lose. Losing in terms of resulting to colossal loss of lives and property. So when they are going and they know that they might die in the process, they will not have to look back, that if anything happens, their family, their loved ones will suffer. So it should keep motivating them by ensuring that they are properly equipped, and then they upgrade the equipment, they take care of their welfare, and they also ensure that these people are properly secured. Because it wasn't really funny when some of the soldiers that were to fight around the way, and some of them were court-martialed, some of them are still going through trial. So but I think that if they realize that they are properly equipped, they will confront the terrorists. And one can attest to the fact that a lot of the territories that they had, that were under their control, military has been able to get back those ones. And I also feel that some that are internally displaced are now coming back, and they also have that sense of feeling and that sense of belonging that they will participate in election.
Is it out of place for some of them who when you say criticize, those who say, look, yes, they got their reasons for saying, let the military face their professional calling, which they excel in, but they should not be politicized. Is it out of place for people to demand that?
I know. In fact, initially when it also started, I was one of those who first said that our soldiers must be properly equipped. They should be able to confront the terrorists. So constructive criticism is good, because when one engages in constructive criticism, one will see that a lot of changes, will take place. So it is right and it is proper to say that our military must never be politicized. They must never be compromised. And if that is done, then they will be able to restore hope and confidence in the citizens. It is extremely important that such a thing happens.
How is this message going, because we're closing, how is this message going amongst politicians and especially the civil society which you also represent?
Yes, like tomorrow at Tafawa Balewa Square, we are having a national rally against terror. And this national rally against terror is to get all our citizens together. We have invited the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I've spoken with some of the presidential candidates. They will also be there. Civil society groups, labor, students, market women, citizens. All of us must come together. We must be united against terror. And then it will also help us, like the motivation we are talking about. If those at the war front realize that citizens themselves understand what they are doing and they appreciate them, I'm sure they will be able to fight more. And at the end, we'll have a Nigeria that is properly secured. So we want to use this opportunity to invite the general public. Let all of us come. Also to mention that people like Professor Wole Soyinka has agreed to be there. Dr. Tunji Braithwaite, presidential candidates, students, lawyers, and we'll have several t-shirts with the inscription, "We won't bow to terror." Some inscription, "We aren't going to bow to terror."
Isn't this coming late in the day? Sorry to interrupt, but I mean, when we needed this was not when we are winning the war now. We're already winning the war and we're not bowing to terror. When we needed this message was when Boko Haram was taking territories from us. And when they were redrawing the map of Nigeria. Now we have almost all our territories back. Is this when we should be doing the rally?
It's a gradual process. The things, we first started with the fact that when our guests were taken, that our guests should be rescued, our Chibok guests. And then we said we'll have to unite in order for us to end terror, and we have to secure Nigeria. So the campaign started off May 17 last year. We started from Lagos. I mean, in Lagos, now we went to campuses. We're at Benson at Hausa University, we're in Port Harcourt. So we've gone to about 14 states. And this one is the grand finale that I want to invite everyone, Lagos and Abuja. So it's not that it's a new thing. It's something that we started off for a very long time. And we'll have clips, of a series of actions that we have taken, even to encourage our troops. So it's not a new thing. And we intend that after doing this, the host governor really is Governor Batunde Fashola, because it's taking place in Lagos. And after that, we also do the final one in Abuja. So it's just for us that we must keep moving and we must keep encouraging our troops so that at the end, we'll have resounding success that will be recorded.
Thank you for coming on, Dr. Joko Domaki, rights activist. And this is where we also draw the curtains today on the program. We thank you all for watching. We'll be back next time. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
Well, thank you for watching. I'm Maokwe Ogun.
Well, many thanks. I'm Sulaiman Alede.
Bye-bye.